Hey, what's up? Dusk the Viking here. Phantom Hysteria just dropped their game trailer late last night on Halloween. I was watching it live with a group of people. It was pretty awesome. They then snuck in a second teaser that included actual gameplay, which is what I was hoping for. It was pretty incredible, and we had some pretty strong reactions to it. Check them out. Oh, they're showing something else on the dev stream.
Yeah, they said it's like it's a gameplay trailer.
Oh, some actual gameplay. Hold on.
Yeah, like
oh, this is what I was hoping for. This is what I wanted to see. Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah, that's...
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
You're sure gonna be feeling that in the morning.
I don't think you will.
So as you can tell, we were pretty excited for the gameplay teaser. Now, let's take a look at the game trailer. We'll watch it in the entirety, and then we'll watch the gameplay teaser in its entirety, and I'll go over everything and some highlights from the Q&A. Keep in mind, this is all still early alpha. You'll notice that they only have one survivor model at the moment, but it is a 42-man dev team. So even though they are indie, they're going to be moving through development very quickly. Anyway, let's watch.
Thank you for contacting Pine. You've reached name. If you are seeking help with your paranormal crisis, please leave a message and one of our experts will get back to you.
Please, I need your help. There's something wrong with my house. I hear voices, dishes are broken, doors are slamming shut on their own. I was scared for my life and had to leave. They say Pine is the best of the best. Can you help me?
Alright, so there was the game trailer. Now let's watch the gameplay teaser.
Oregon Pain?
Alright, so the trailer and the teaser are absolutely awesome. I hope you all are as excited as I am. This is basically going to be the game for this genre when it comes out. Now, as you can see, it's not going to be out for a while. So real quick, let's go back and take a look at some of the things that appeared in these trailers and teasers. So this is the gameplay trailer here. Even though this is just a trailer and it is technically more constructed, this is actually what you're looking at here is the main hub. Like this is where you're going to select your missions and all that stuff. Here's your van. This is actually the hub. And I'll pause it here for a second, but this is a gameplay level. This is the mansion, which is very expansive. The maps in this game are not tiny. There's a lot going on here. And in case you're wondering how the indoors and outdoors and all that stuff are going to work, this is basically you are locked in the house and you cannot get out until you deal with the specter / ghost. In other words, yes, you do have to figure out how to banish them. Here, real quick, we can see a piece of the equipment. Now, this game is absolutely loaded with tons of lore and backstory. Every character and phantom is completely fleshed out, all the way down to the gear. And of course, these are, again, all custom-made assets, which is incredible. But you can see it's got a bunch of wear and tear because all this equipment has been used over and over by this group of investigators known as Pine. So you can see where it's cracked and taped and rubber bands, put on the handle for makeshift grips. And the game is just oozing with character, and it's absolutely incredible. Okay, let's take a look at the outdoors here, though, because even though you are trapped in the house, you're going to be able to see out the windows. You're going to get on balconies. But here you can get a scale of the house, the first map. As you can see, very large. We know by that wine cellar that there is a basement level as well. Looks like there's an attic level up here. This is definitely 2 floors right here. Absolutely huge map. This actually looks like a nice outdoor scene that you'll be able to look out to when you're peering out the windows with some nice, rainy weather. Also, check out the lighting. Like, this is some actual nice lighting right here. Looks pretty solid. And yeah, so again, while this is just a trailer, you can see some intended gameplay mechanics, them basically being yeeted into the darkness. And customizations, of course. And I don't know what the hell this is. This was new. It looks like some kind of plasma something, dude. Pretty cool. I know that there's a shotgun as well, but I will tell you this isn't stuff that can destroy the ghost. Getting rid of the phantoms will have to be done through some sort of ritual that you'll have to figure out by doing research. A lot of your weaponry is going to basically push the phantom away, keep it at bay, and it's a way to kind of fight with it and protect yourself until you can figure out how to permanently deal with the phantom. So it all looks pretty cool. I have, in their Q&A, they touched on using this stuff will definitely keep you safe for a little bit or push the phantom back, but it will also make it very mad. And then they will get even more aggressive, so you're going to have to be sparing with how you use this stuff. All right, so let's just appreciate the Morgan model here. Absolutely savage and grotesque. Looks like this is a tree branch that has went through her head. I know that Morgan's background story has to do with her being tried as a witch in the 1600s. And they hung her from a tree, and I'm guessing that this aesthetic here probably plays into that. And now she has turned into something far more evil. All right, so here we see like the shotgun. Again, this is just gonna have salt in it, and it will just be for temporarily repelling phantoms. This equipment will not be how you destroy the phantom, only hold it at bay, which is pretty cool. I love the aesthetic and all the gear and the different things that are going on in the game so far. All right, so voice recognition has become a pretty standard feature for this genre, but it does sound cool. Listen to it.
Morgan Payne?
Like, That would be terrifying to get that kind of wispy, ghosty response, and then turn around and the Phantom is there. So there is another layer that is going to be on top of their voice recognition, which I'm excited about. Kiwi, if you're confused by this, just kind of accidentally became their sort of mascot, so they decided to put, I think, an Easter egg gameplay mechanic. They said burning Kiwi or destroying Kiwi will actually do something in the game, but they refused to say what it is. Okay, now here's the big one. The Phantom interactions. This is what should have pretty much everybody super excited. Intended gameplay mechanic. Yes, that is a survivor being knocked down and drugged down a hallway. They said this is actually a top priority feature that they want to make sure that they get in. They also teased that their second map is going to be an asylum, and if at all possible, they do want Phantom on the asylum to be able to knock you down and drag you into a padded cell and lock you in there. So just crazy mechanics that they want in this game that are going to be just absolutely terrifying. Now, here's a very subtle aspect of something where they've taken a picture of a seemingly empty hallway, and at first the picture looks fairly empty until you notice there is something here. You can see, I don't know if those are words, but it does look like the camera will be used to sort of reveal things floating in the air. And of course, just epic kill animations. And oh my god, we can see right here, I missed this before. Look at the rope coming from Morgan Payne's neck where she was tried and hung as a witch. What a cool little piece of lore to weave in. And again, that's this game. It's just dripping with character. And that is a separate kill animation, and this is from the perspective of another investigator. You can walk in and just see the Spectre absolutely obliterating a teammate. Here, Michael gets thrown down behind the counter out of sight, and Morgan just leaps on top of him and no doubt murders the holy crap out of him. All right, so that's pretty much everything that we can pull out of those teasers and trailers. There might be one or two little things I missed there, but the big ones are, just that we're going to have character customization, all the awesome character and lore, the amazing looking maps, how big they'll be, all the, the visuals are absolutely outstanding, some really cool gameplay mechanics and interactions with these Spectres. And just everything, just an absolutely incredible amount of stuff. Now, I mentioned earlier that they did a whole ton of Q&A, and I was going to break that down into a few highlights for you. So here's the big things I gleaned from it. Every survivor and every Phantom has a fully blown backstory and who they are. As a result, for the Phantoms, they will have customizations for the survivors, as you saw, but the Phantoms you will not be able to buy customizations for because their look ties heavily into their very, very fleshed out lore. As you saw with Morgan, you can see even here in the silhouette, you can see the rope that was used to hang her. And they went over her backstory a little bit, and basically she was alive in the 1600s, and she was a witch that lived at a settlement, and she used like herbs and all this stuff in nature to heal people. She was very friendly and nice and helpful. And what happened is, some people came through, they declared her a witch, and they destroyed her whole settlement that she lived in, and then hung her. But then the devs said something happened. We don't know what that is, but it turned her into something else far more evil and powerful than her earthly version. And so Morgan Payne will be one of the Phantoms that exists in the game. Now, this is probably going to lead you to ask the question, and this was something that definitely came up in the Q&A, how many Phantoms and how many survivors are going to be in the game? At launch, we'll have 4 survivors. They also want, I think, 4 maps. And then they said they wanted 4 phantoms. So there was a lot of 4s going on. It just seemed like a good number. Now, at first glance, 4 phantoms doesn't sound like that much. Not when you look at some of the other ghost hunting games out there. But Phantom Hysteria's approach with their gameplay mechanics actually makes that 4 closer to 20. We'll explain that. So basically, in this world with the lore and everything they have, you have the Pine, paranormal investigative crew. The Pine is an acronym. I forget what it stands for. But basically, it's just, they're in ghost hunters and they work out of a modified garage and they've got all their equipment, as you saw. It's all that's full of personality. But as they've been encountering phantoms and ghosts, they've made up their own nicknames and categorizations for the different phantoms that they encounter. Morgan Payne is one such phantom, and I think her classification they gave her was Spectre, I believe. Again, there was like 2 hours of info dump last night. It's hard to keep it all straight. But I know for sure that one of the other classifications was an imp and another one was a grue. And these are nickname classifications that the ghost hunters in Pine have come up with. And what this basically means is that they can have a lot more fun with the naming conventions of their ghost or their phantoms, because they'll have the nickname and then they'll have the explanation of what that nicknamed phantom is. For example, the grue are phantoms that have an affinity for darkness, much more than some of the other phantoms, thus nicknaming it, a grue type phantom. The imp is a bit more of a trickster, and they didn't really say what Morgan was, but she's apparently quite deadly, whatever she is. There also, on top of that, are going to be classifications within each area. So, for example, you might run into Morgan Payne on an investigation, which would be a Spectre, and you get all your equipment, and you're doing your research, and you're taking readings, and you find out that this particular Spectre might be a Class 2 Spectre, which means they're fairly weak. So what you've ran into is a weaker, easier to deal with phantom, so it's a different grade. Whereas your next investigation might be, instead of the haunted manor, might be on that asylum, and you have you run into a Morgan Payne Spectre again, but their readings and classifications are really high. So this one is going to be much harder, and you're really going to be in for it. So even though, there is only one Morgan Payne, the different classifications are going to allow for different grades that you're going to run into, which is going to make each investigation seem really interesting. You'll never really quite know what you're in for, and add a lot of variety to the gameplay. I don't know. I think it's a really great system that allows them to interject a bunch of lore and character and all this cool stuff while still achieving a lot of variety. And of course, post-launch, they're going to keep adding more and more phantoms, and eventually, there's going to be just a huge gradient of phantoms. It'll be just crazy. Like, you'll literally never know what you're going to run into, and every investigation will be so unique. Really just a fantastic marriage of game mechanics and lore all brought together. So, I've been talking about this game a ton. I've been following it a ton. This will be the first time I've put up a video, I think, talking about it, but I will put up more videos now that they have their official trailer out, and I will try and update you all and keep you up on the info, because this is the game right here to look forward to. Again, not coming out till probably mid 22. They're not even into alpha testing yet. I am going to be alpha testing in this game, but they're going to have an NDA up, so I won't be able to talk about it, unfortunately. But I can tell you, though, that with, again, 42 devs, they're going to be making progress very quickly. And until then, we've got Phasmophobia, which has been doing some pretty awesome updates in the meantime. So, man, if you love ghost investigative games, it's a good time to be alive. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will keep you all updated, and we'll see you in the next video.